This is a discussion of Stardom hot takes and unpopular opinions for September 2025. Today I'm covering perspectives that might ruffle some feathers and ideas that you don't exactly hear every day. These takes have been submitted by you, but I just might decide to chime in as well. Hot take. Noun, a piece of writing or speech, especially on the internet, giving someone's personal opinions about a topic, usually strong opinions that have not been carefully thought about and that many people are likely to disagree with. Please keep in mind that one person's hot take is another person's mild take, so I can't promise that you'll be stunned by what folks have to say. The larger goal is to get us thinking and talking more about Stardom. Let's do it. If you find these discussions valuable, please give this a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. As with all of our previous hot takes, viewer submissions will remain anonymous here. Here's our first viewer submission. Stars either disbands or they fuse with another faction. We are starting things off quite hot, I would say. The submission went on to mention that Stars have not had many big title runs or storylines at this time. They also stated that an alliance of some kind with either Mi Vida Loca or Cosmic Angels could take place in order to try and beat down the Hate faction. To this person's credit, this submission was provided before Bea Priestley's official entry into Stars, which has now been confirmed on Stardom's official website. Stars spent a good chunk of time this year as a three-person unit, with Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, and Koguma all leaving the signature group behind in 2025. And to be fair, the 5-star GP did not bring anyone in the faction to a noticeably higher level, since none of the wrestlers were able to reach the quarterfinals despite Hanan coming close. Nevertheless, I still think the Stars team will prove sturdy enough to remain intact, assuming Bea Priestley can be trusted. Hanan, Saya Ida, and Momokogo are all very passionate, and if they want to make this faction work, I believe they'll be able to do so. If Wing Gory enters this year's tag league, they will do so as the reigning top dogs and a tough assignment for nearly any duo. And Bea Priestley should continue to be booked strongly, as she is the only active foreigner besides Bozilla. She's also one of the only people to have beaten Saya Kamitani this year, and is also one of the only former red belt champions currently wrestling. I think there's a chance that she turns on her teammates eventually, but it's hard to call right this second. As long as we believe in them, Stars should be getting their opportunity to shine. Now for our second viewer submission, which also concerns the Stars faction. Rina and Hanan should switch places. Rina would be a superior leader for Stars. This viewer also stated that Hanan has shown bursts of aggression and jealousy in the past, and that a Hanan heel turn has a decent amount of potential. I have to say that I too can envision a Stardom landscape where Rina is a babyface and Hanan is a heel, though I think the particulars of that scenario are a bit more involved. 2025 has featured multiple references to Rina's connection with Hana Kimura, and it is because of this connection that I believe Rina is destined to lead a faction she can truly call her own. Something that has her creative stamp all over it. Something that undeniably belongs to Rina. This to me makes more sense than Rina taking over Hanan's faction. Rina's story, in my eyes, has been about setting herself apart from her older sister, branching out and forging her own path. The undeniable charisma and control exhibited by Rina is more likely to result in a group identity that falls in line with Rina's uncommon vision. As far as Hanan is concerned, her 2025 tragedies have looked somewhat similar to Saya Kamitani's 2024 misfortunes, and we learned through Saya Kamitani's villainous character shift that she had reached nothing near her commercial potential when she was wrestling as a babyface. With Hanan gradually being outpaced by her younger sister Rina, And with her current popularity not yet hitting what Kamitani had achieved as a babyface, it's tough to believe that Stardom haven't at least considered the possibility of turning Hanan somewhere down the road. Now is as good a time as any to bring out my hot take for September. Hanako's booking is double-sided, confusing, and overdone. I get that EXV is currently missing Micah and Xena, two potential heavy hitters in the Stardom scene, so I totally understand the need for Hanako to step things up and make her presence felt. But the approach being taken is just odd to me. I call this booking double-sided because on one hand, you have Hanako, the New Blood Tag Champion. This Hanako is the nemesis of Aya Sakura, the person who debuted at the exact same time as Hanako. Aya Sakura has never beaten Hanako, and over time, Hanako has become more and more of a bully figure in this story. In the current storyline, Hanako is monstrous in size, antagonizing on the mic, and eager to kick Aya Sakura whenever she is down. And on the other hand, we have Hanako, the future of Stardom challenger. This Hanako is somehow in need of greater confidence and is somehow playing the underdog role against someone smaller and younger than her. Let's not forget that when Hanako challenged Starlight Kid, the entire point of the build-up was to give SLK a gargantuan mountain to climb. But here, we are meant to believe that Hanako is supremely confident on one night as the New Blood Tag Champion, and unsure of herself the next as the future of Stardom challenger. I'm not even completely convinced that Hanako should be fighting for both of these titles at the same time. Hanako feels a bit oversaturated to me, and she feels like a character with split personalities. We'll go with one final viewer submission. Mei Seira is ready for more prominent storylines. She can elevate herself to Azumi and SLK's status. I have to say that I mostly agree with this. There are a few main elements that separate Mei Seira from wrestlers like Azumi and SLK, which are things like history, match promoting, bravado, and talkativeness. Yes, that's a word. History is of course built up over time, so that's not really a concern. I don't know that Mei Seira will ever gain more bravado than she currently has, but honestly, when she does choose to pick up the mic, like when Suzu Suzuki betrayed Neo Genesis in early April, her performances can be really powerful. If Mei Seira can dial a few of these other things up just slightly, I can see her getting into those big matches that Azumi and Starlight Kid take part in. Those two wrestlers will probably rub off on Mei Seira over time to help her get there. And personally, I'd like Mei to be one of the first few white belt challengers against whoever it is that dethrones Starlight Kid. The next Mei Seira versus Hanan fight will likely be on a very big stage, and the same could be said for Mei Seira versus Suzu Suzuki. We'll just have to wait and see how far the ultimate shooting star can travel. What are your Stardom hot takes and unpopular opinions? Which of the ones discussed today do you have the most to say about? And which of the ones discussed today are just crazy enough to be correct? Don't forget to check out our previous Stardom hot takes and unpopular opinions, which you can find in the description below. If you found this discussion valuable, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. Thanks everyone for your submissions, and thanks for watching.